first sun, the fields are alive. Cheering crowds and the teams collide. In these moments, we stand tall and free. First pride runs deep in me. With every touchdown, we rise and we cheer. Unity and spirit, the heart of the year. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zone to go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. Girls in the game, they're fierce and bright. Flag in hand, they give it their might. From every town they bring their dreams. On this field of gold, nothing's as it seems. Together we shine, together we play. In Florida's heart, we own this day. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zones go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. So here's to the game, we'll rise and stand. In Florida's field, we're a united band.
All right. Sorry, we are a little late getting on here because our last show ran over on the South Florida edition of the Blitz, and it's now time for the Tampa Bay edition of the Blitz here. And somebody said the feed is acting up. May need a thing. I'm not showing anything showing that the feed is acting up on our end. Chrissy, are you seeing anything?
Nope.
And indicating?
Nope.
No, absolutely. Welcome here to the Tampa Bay edition of the Blitz here. And we're going to kind of do this a little reverse order. Instead of doing the Blitz Lines first, we're going to do our interview first. That way we can go ahead and get Coach Reid from River Ridge is on already waiting for us. And I told him we get him on as soon as we can here. And we're going to go ahead and do that here and get Coach on here. And let's go ahead and bring it into the interview portion of the segment here and go ahead and bring Coach on. Coach, appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule to join us and talk some River Ridge football. And boy, what a start y'all have had so far this season here, and it's impressive to see what y'all are doing, and just talk about what y'all have done so far here this season. Just what y'all have learned about your guys, and in being able to put the program where it's basically on the map here in terms of teams across Pasco County, where where it's everybody else has talked about the Zephyr Hills and the Mitchells and all that, but here y'all are here. Hey, what about us?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on. First off, this is a great deal. But with us, yeah, we're rolling right now. We're off to a great start with 6-0, second time in 2 years. I got a great group of kids. They stick together, they work hard in the off season. For the most part, and they bought into the culture that I instilled in River Ridge. And they're doing a good job in that. And everybody that comes through that program, from freshman on up, they're buying in and they're doing whatever it takes, to be successful. We want to get past the first round of the playoffs. That's our goal. We've been the last 2 years been knocked out the first round of the playoffs. We're looking to, change that this year. So that's our mindset. We're going to continue to work hard and, just try to take care of every opponent that we step in the ring with and take it from there.
No, absolutely. And of course, that 6-0 start for y'all. Of course, with that said, you kind of got into you started the district schedule this past week. Obviously, this coming week, obviously, it's a game against Mitchell. And then, of course, Clearwater will be right after that in golf as well. And, just talk about the components of setting up the schedule. Obviously, your district kind of goes more outside of golf being in the district, in Pasco County, your district goes kind of leans towards Pinellas County a bit. And but just talk about being able to set the schedule up, because obviously it's I guess I should say it's a mix of, it's not just you stay there in Pasco County. It's, hey, we want to play Pinellas, we want to play Hillsborough, we want to test ourselves in a lot of ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm fortunate, I'm grateful that we get the opportunity to set our own schedule up. I go and I seek, the tougher teams to play, because I feel like that's going to prepare us for the playoffs. I don't want to play easy teams all year. I don't think that'll do no good for us. So, I really look into it and see who do I want to play, each year. Some of those games are automatically on our schedule, like the Mitchells and things like that, and plus our district games with Mitchell. But far as that schedule, it's a schedule. We're getting to the thick of things right now. The more tougher games, I'll say, on the back end of our schedule. These next couple of weeks, it's going to be tough sledding, but I think our boys are preparing and they're ready for it. This is why I do the schedule, to play these tougher games around this time of year. I preach to my boy, this is playoff time now. Every game is a playoff game from here on out. We have to approach it as such, and they do a great job at that. So I think we're going to be okay. We just, like I said, keep doing what we're doing to prepare wise, and we'll be okay.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm looking at your defensive stats here. You got 11 players on defense that have recorded a sack, at least. Talk about that defense and what it's done. What wonders have you done with that defense there?
Man, our defense is tough. We have some athletic guys over there, some physical guys, a lot of guys that have been playing the past 2 or 3 years together. And that's a great bunch over there. Ran by my defensive coordinator, Coach Stubbs. He do a great job of coaching those guys up and putting them in great position to make plays on Friday nights. And they bought into what he's doing defensively, and we worked hard doing 7-on-7 and different things like that in the off season, and all that stuff helps. We go up to Miami and play tougher competition in 7-on-7 tournaments, so that type of stuff can prepare us, in the regular season when we play tough teams that can throw the ball around. So I think our back end, our secondary is doing pretty good in coverage wise. Doing their thing, and we out front four up there, they're causing havoc, and they're getting to the quarterback. And, they're playing hard and playing tough every play. And I constantly preach to those guys to run to the football. And you see all 11 guys constantly running to the football every play. And that's what it's going to take for us to be successful in the playoffs and go deep.
No, absolutely. And of course, that defense at 28 and a half sacks to follow up on what Chris said there about the guys with the sack total, 28 and a half sacks between all the guys on defense. But offense, when you look at the offense, it's like, oh, well, these are not, they're not eye-popping numbers, but y'all do find a way to try to balance the offense a bit here. But talk about the offense and what they've done here, given the fact that the defense has done a lot more of basically, giving you all the advantages in these games.
Yeah, absolutely. Our offense has been coming on the last couple of weeks. I think I'll say we started the first couple of games a little slow, not putting as much punch, but we've been putting up quite a bit of points here last couple of weeks. And that's because, everybody, they're getting more comfortable with the offense. The quarterback play is getting a lot better. And we're making plays. We're just making the plays that we need to make, in critical times right now. The quarterbacks, he's seeing pictures. He's getting rid of the football. The O-line, they're protecting pretty good right now. And our running backs, they're running pretty hard. And we just got to make sure we do it, the coaching staff, just make sure we're coaching these guys up the right way and put them in great position on Friday nights so they can be successful. And I think me and my coaching staff, we're doing that right now, hitting on all cylinders.
And absolutely. And, let's expand the picture further about Pasco County football. What is something about Pasco County football in just general for, I think what's now 14, 15 high schools now in Pasco County that, with football and everything. What is it about, that people, you would like people to know about Pasco County and what y'all do with football, because when everybody talks about Tampa Bay, it's like, oh, well, it's about Hillsborough and Pinellas. It's like, wait a second, hold on. The region's much bigger than that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a Hillsborough guy, born and raised in Tampa. I went to King High School. Been more familiar with, with Pasco now that I've been coaching over here the last 3 years. And I must tell you, it's a lot of talent in Pasco County. I mean, it's unbelievable talent in Pasco County. It's more so spread it out now because you got more high schools and all that, but it's so much talent here. Some ball players, man, a lot of football families here. It's a great county. And I'm fortunate to be in the opportunity to be at River Ridge High School to be coaching a lot of these talented athletes up. It's a great environment out there where I'm at. And, Pasco football is up and coming. You get more teams, we've been more competitive each year. We got a great group of coaches in the county that's arrived right now. And I think it's just getting better every year. But we do have a lot of talent here in Pasco County here. But I do try to play, a lot of teams outside the county just to, get a different look at teams, different things like that. I play the Hillsborough team, play Pinellas team. So I do try to get out the county and play different teams. But we do have a lot of competitive teams here in Pasco County. And like I said, it's getting better every year.
No, absolutely, and of course that one Pasco. I mean that one Hernando. Hillsborough County team. Y'all played Steinbrenner, and that was that people. What is it about Steinbrenner? I mean, people will go look at the record and it's like, oh, their record's not that impressive, but really they play a tough schedule themselves, and that's a good quality team.
They play a tough schedule, and they have some talent over there too. That's one of the teams that I want to play over there in that county. Their last head coach was a good buddy of mine, and we scheduled that game once I got to River Ridge, and that was on the schedule last 2 years. But they're a great group, they're a great school, and they're well coached over there. So that was a game that I was glad that I was able to get on the schedule, to play a good coach team like that for sure.
No, absolutely, and of course the this week's focus is obviously Mitchell here, and last year that was a loss for y'all, 38-21 in that game against Mitchell. So what is it about Mitchell's team this year compared to last year that when you look at it and trying to prepare your guys for the version of Mitchell this year, considering that it seems like Mitchell has had their ups and downs this year compared to what they were last year?
Yeah, they have, but you just know though those guys are going to be well coached, no matter what personnel they have over there, what kind of guys they got on the field. Them coaches over there, that's a great staff over there. They're going to make sure those guys are coached up, no matter what they have over there. Close game last year for sure. I think we had them a little bit in that first half. We came back out the second half, and they kind of went up a couple touchdowns on it. But we don't want that to happen this year. We want to make sure we start and finish this game the right way. And they got a great quarterback over there. He can make plays with his legs. He can extend plays. He can throw the football. We just got to make sure we stay after him all night. That's the plan. And, my guys feel good about this game. I know we haven't beaten Mitchell since 2015. So I know they're looking forward to it, the challenge. And we're playing good football right now. Mitchell's playing good football. We're playing good football. And I'm just look forward to Friday night for an exciting game.
No, absolutely. Anything else, Chris?
Yeah, so over the last few weeks, we've had to deal with this Mother Nature thing. How have you handled the rain and all the weather complications over the last few weeks?
Well, only so much we can do. We have our trainer out there and telling us when we need to get off the field at certain times due to the wet bulb. Stuff and all that. So whenever we can get it, we try to get out there on the field, get as much work in. Sometimes we're limited to an hour, maybe 2 hours, but we just try to get what we can in. And if we can't get everything in outside, we'll go in and watch film. We'll go to weight room. We'll make sure we take advantage of that time. But other than that, dealing with the weather and different things like that, that's totally out of my hands. I don't have any say-so in that. We just try to get the work in whenever we can outside. But the weather has been a factor, especially throughout the summer with the heat and all that. And that's why I go early in the morning, so we won't have to worry about that. I try to go before the sun come up because in the summertime, it's going to be too hot. You're going to get a lot of rain in the evening. So we try to get it early in the morning, try to get everything out the way. But other than that, for practice, we've been pretty good here the last couple of weeks as far as practice and the weather and different things like that. So I know probably the next couple of weeks we'll get a little rain, but we'll just play how it goes and just try to get the work in as we can.
No, absolutely, Coach. And we're looking forward to seeing what y'all do here with the remaining weeks ahead here. And of course, 4 games left on the schedule: Mitchell, Clearwater, Gulf, and then Wiregrass Ranch to wrap up the season. And Coach, I definitely appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule, and looking forward to seeing what the Royal Knights do for the remainder of the season.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on.
No, appreciate it. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right, have a good night. Thank
You
you.
too.
All right.
Welcome. Bye-bye. All right, that was head coach Fred Reid joining us here from River Ridge High School, and definitely if you mean River Ridge, hey, you know, when they get overshadowed by the Zephyr Hills, the Wiregrass Ranches, the Mitchells over the last few years, and what he's doing right now, they're 6-0. You got to talk about them too.
Oh yeah, and they're on track to be a 10-0 team real easily.
No,
but they still got some work to do. So.
Yeah, beat Mitchell. You're it's 7-0, and then your biggest test will be Clearwater coming up for what's most likely could be the district championship.
Yeah, and aside from that, you got the Wiregrass Ranch game at the end of the season, and
that'll be a tough one.
That'll be a tough one. Yeah, and I that may be a trap game for them. So, but we'll see.
No, you're right. And by the way, I really tried to not laugh during the feed, during the chat during the live interview, because honestly, I mean, there's some crazy comments sitting in there right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to ignore it.
Now, all right, so we'll come back. We'll do our blitz lines, and then we'll do our pick six and all that after we come back here on the Tampa Bay edition of the Blitz. We'll be right back right after this.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Touchdown! Touchdown!
Juggled and caught!
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I thought, if that's out there, I want to make sure I see it and I get involved in it, because to me, this was music to my ears. I was blown away. When you look at today's kid, the millennium kid, they learn by being able to see it. If I can see it, there's a great chance that I can do it. The First Down Playbook is a tool that can essentially change the way we teach the game.
All right, welcome back here to the Tampa Bay edition of the Blitz here. Josh Wilson along with Christopher Like here as we roll along, and we'll roll into
Mark Cannon thinks I'm ignoring him, but I'm not.
Uh-oh.
This is like dialing one of those 976 numbers, you know?
Oh man. You're killing me, Smalls. Y'all are killing me. Y'all are killing me. All right, let's look back on what we learned about Tampa Bay this past week. Oh my goodness. I mean, looking at our picks here, River Ridge took care of business against Countryside real easily there, but the next game that we had on our docket there, Chris, last week, Mitchell and Lando Lakes. Boy, just as you thought Mitchell was, we were questioning about Mitchell. They find a way to pull the victory from the jaws of defeat, and our picks were wrong on that one.
Oh yeah. I mean, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can you say? Venezuela looks.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. I'm just like, yeah, boy, I just. All right, I mean, well, Clearwater took care of golf pretty soundly with the score of 50-3. And then looking at this next one here, but here's this here. Looking at this next one here, how about this one? Carrollwood at Lakeland Christian. That one we had some debate about who was going to win that one, and the forecasted call for Lakeland Christian, I believe, to win that game, and you and Reno took that game. But I said I thought Carrollwood had a chance, and boy, Carrollwood took it to the bank, and 55-21 was the final there. Carrollwood getting a 1-0 lead on that district.
Yeah, Lakeland Christian off to a good start, and we'll see how Carrollwood they respond. So,
No, absolutely here, and. Apparently, and looking at this here, Plant and Armwood. Well, yeah, never mind. Plant is having their struggles, and this was just another one where Armwood just totally dominated, 42 goose egg.
Yeah, I don't know if it says a lot more about Plant or what Armwood did, but more than likely it's more Armwood than Plant than anything else. So,
absolutely. And of course, in our final game that we had on our picks, Plant City and Sumner, and Sumner flexed the muscle, handed Plant City their first loss of the season. Sumner 44-21 over Plant City, and Sumner looking pretty good. And wouldn't be surprised to say, hey, Sumner's going to be a top-ranked team here in the state here pretty quickly.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That would not surprise me. And the way they're playing, they're on track to do that. Just that. And Plant City is not a bad team. So,
no, not at all.
I think I was the one that. I think I picked Sumner last week too.
Yeah, both of us picked Sumner. Reno was the one that took Plant City, but that game could have gone either way. So, yes, indeed, and that's a big thing for sure. We're watching, looking at some of the thing. One of the teams we had talked about in the playoff rankings show and Drive the State is that we had seen last year. And Dennis C, I see he's talking about it on here. Injuries hurting Tarpon Springs, and Tarpon Springs nowhere to be found in the playoff rankings this year in terms of being in that top 8. They were definitely in the mix last year, but this year, boy, there's just some interesting things going on as we look at the teams here.
Yeah. Now you look at some of these scores from last week. I mean, the one that strikes out, Tarpon Springs, they got beat by Lakewood 50-7 last week.
I mean, Lakewood. But talk about Lakewood on the other side. Lakewood has just been on fire. Just came out of the gate, and what's going to make it interesting here is in a couple of weeks when they go to play Cardinal Mooney. That's going to be for a district championship right there, and that's going to tell us a lot about both teams in Class 2A.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Bartow beating Bloomingdale the way they did last week. That was a nice surprise. And Bishop Moore beating Tampa Catholic 29-20.
That was closer than a lot of people thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So
I figured Tampa Catholic would get blown off, but Bishop Moore, that surprised me there.
Yeah, that did surprise me a little bit there too. Like, oh, wait a second, hold on. Does Tampa Catholic have a chance to be pulling this out? But Dennis, I agree with you. I don't think it's anything that Coach Freud's doing wrong. It's just the injuries, and sometimes that these things come around, and this is what it's hard for the computer sometimes to predict is we don't injuries. Do we start throwing injuries in there? But not every school shares what their injury report is. We don't know everything necessarily what's hurting them. At the end of the day, there's a lot. It's not like the NFL or college football where you have injury reports and then the Vegas lines start to adjust everything when they hear like, oh, so and so is out or so and so is coming back. It's not that kind of thing, and that our forecasts are not meant for anything like that. Our forecast is just, hey, it's a predictive analysis of, hey, Who's going to win this game and who's not going to win this game? And that's where we come down. This
As
chat.
far as injuries go, that's more of a privacy issue at the high school level than it is at the college level. So,
no, and Tennessee was mentioning about that, but yeah, and it really at the end of the day, if we know about the injuries, we know about the injuries. If we don't, we don't. And really, I that's one thing we can't factor in. Eventually, the score results will factor in for that. It's just a matter of trying to really at this point. It's I can't with this chat. I can't with this chat. I can't with this chat. Oh, Mark Cannon, I have something to offer you. I mean, I could sell it, but it's I'm going to need about like 40-50K for it. So, but it's this vehicle. If I can. I have a spaceship I would like to sell you.
Well, you could always get an e-bike.
That too. Do you guys think Anclote or Tarpon can win 2 more games each this year? Gosh, that's a big question there. That's a big question mark there, Chris. That they're asked. That
that is a big question.
That's my big question here. Boy, oh boy. What
if I had to choose between the two, I'd go with Tarpon Springs over Anclote right now.
And I mean that is a very, very good question here. Let me go ahead and pull Tarpon Springs. Anclote's going to be harder for me, I think, in this situation to go with. If you're going to give me some games of potential, could you beat Pinellas Park? You could have a chance of sitting there doing that, but golf maybe potentially. But let me you know what? Hold on. Let me look at Anclote's schedule, because honestly, Dunedin has shown quite a bit of improvement, so that one's going to be harder. Cardinal Mooney's definitely a no on that. Golf. Let me look at Anclote's final games here just to really get it down to the nitty gritty here. If good Anclote, 2 more games. Oof. Actually,
that's Rock and that Mitchell. They got 3 road games to finish out the season. I just don't see.
Tenor Rock might be a winnable game, but I don't know. I don't know for either one, Tarpon or Anclote. But if I'm going to say a team, if there's going to be out of those 2 teams, I would take Tarpon before I would take Anclote.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of like.
Yeah, and the fact that Anclote got 3 straight road games to finish out the season, that's too much.
Yeah, Emery's asking if the feed wasn't messing up on our end, but I don't know if it's something that could have been a YouTube issue and it's just what they're processing. So it could be that there's a YouTube issue and it may have corrected itself. I don't know, but we didn't get any indicators that we were having some latency issues on our end, because usually we get an indicator of something is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
looking at Tarpon Springs' schedule here.
Tarpon, yeah.
Tarpon Springs, oh boy.
Yeah, they it's just about as rough as what it is for like Anclote.
But Tarpon Springs has got a much tougher schedule too. They got Pinellas Park, then they've got Dunedin, Cardinal Mooney, and then golf.
Yeah, it's tough both ways for both. It really is. So, are you saying it was a UF? It was the UFO.
I did not hear that.
You did not hear that?
I did not hear that.
Sure you did.
All right.
It is time for that time of the week. It is time for Pick 6. We're going to go through our picks here for this week. Lake Wells 5-1 at Clearwater 4-2. Boy, oh boy, this is a good game here. I think a lot of people I think some people may overlook this game this week just because it's one of those slower weeks, but maybe not. But here it is. We got Lake Wells on the road to Clearwater, and the forecast is interesting because I think this game might be closer to what the forecast is calling for. But Lake Wells 19 over Clearwater. Chris, what is your take on this one? Giving, by the way, Lake Wells a 95% chance of win probability on this one.
I agree with the computer to a certain extent. Lake Wells is going to win this game, but it's coming much closer than that.
Wow. I'm going with you. I think it's going to be much closer than that, and I'm going Lake Wells. But Reno thinks Clearwater is going to win this one and pull off a big upset. So, and Mark Cannon's going Clearwater, and Emery is going Lake Wells. So, kind of a split in the chat here so far in terms of what we got there and the picks.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Clearwater won that thing, but
it would be a huge win for them, that's for sure. All right, we have Winter Haven hosting Parish Community. Both teams coming into this one 4-1. Winter Haven does look much improved compared to last year's squad. They picked up a big win. I think that's also what's causing Chris to redo the playoff roadmap for 7A District 6, I want to say.
yeah.
He is taking
that caused me a lot of headaches.
Apparently a couple teams might have been on the highway or are in traffic, may have gone into the parking lot.
Oh yeah, one of them actually.
Matt, but here we are. Winter Haven is a 1-point favorite over Parish Community. 53% chance win probability here for Winter Haven over Parish. Boy, flip a coin.
I like Winter Haven in this situation just because they're at home.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this one's just going to be. It's a Winter Haven. It's a toss up. Give me Winter Haven. Reno's taking Winter Haven as well. River Ridge 6-0 at Mitchell 4-2. Boy, here you go. This is what a game we were talking about earlier. And what is the forecast calling for this week? Well, if you're a River Ridge fan, you like it. If you're a Mitchell fan, you hate me. River Ridge, 8-point favorite over Mitchell. And given Mitchell's recent performance, I can see why the computer is thinking River Ridge is the favorite here. River Ridge is 77% chance to win this game.
I honestly think it can be a bigger blowout than that. Give me River Ridge. And I got a lot of questions about Mitchell right now.
Yeah, I'm going to take River Ridge as well. Reno is taking River Ridge as well, so that leaves me a lot there. Well, here we go. This one I'm really intrigued with. Sumner 5-1 at Lakeland 4-1. Here we go. Stingrays versus the Dreadnoughts, and couldn't ask for a better matchup, but one of the better matchups here this week. And I like the Sumner. You know what? I'll say this. For Sumner, a big win a win over Lakeland would do like magical wonders to them. Now, a loss is not going to hurt them necessarily. It's part of the tough schedule, but for Lakeland, you lose to Sumner. We may have a few questions after this, and Noli and Mark Cannon and everybody else are going to maybe have some questions too.
Yeah. I was torn on this one.
Well, I'll give you the forecast.
It's going to be close. I think it's going to be closer than we think it's going to be.
Well, you'd like to know what the forecast calls for.
Go ahead.
Lakeland 6 over Sumner.
I could see that. It's going to be closer. I think this game could be a game to go down to the end. Give me Lakeland by 3.
You know what? I'm going to take Lakeland here. It's going to be a close game. I like what the computer's saying. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's a 6-7 point ball game. Sumner's going to play them tough. Lakeland needs a challenge. Hopefully, as Emery says, Lakeland doesn't turn the ball over 3 times. So you're not going to be able to turn the ball over 3 times and get Sumner and win that game. I'll tell you that right now. So
Yeah.
we'll leave it there. I'm going Lakeland, and Reno's going Lakeland on this one. All right. Our next game up is Plant City at Leonard. That is the Leonard in Ruskin. And in this one, Leonard is a 9-point favorite, giving Leonard a 79% chance of winning this one.
I like what Leonard done.
But
Don't get me wrong. But Plant City is playing a much tougher schedule, in my opinion. So give me Plant City.
I agree with you. I'm going to roll with Plant City on this one. It's a tougher schedule. I think the computer kind of has this one out on a bell too. Out on a limb. Why I said Bell because I saw Emery Smith talk about Charles Bell, so that's why I said Bell. Bell's also the name of a school. Bell's also the name of a town. So there you go.
Yeah.
Reno is going with Leonard, and you know what? I don't think either way we pick here could be wrong. So that's how I'm going to handle
I agree.
that one. And then up, last but not least, is a big matchup between Catholic schools and Cardinal Mooney and Clearwater Central Catholic. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. There you go.
Yeah.
Where do we go with this?
Anytime these two teams meet, throw the records out, throw everything out.
Just don't throw the baby out. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's the only thing I say.
Even the UFOs, throw them out. Give me Clearwater Central Catholic.
Well, CCC. You hear Chris? He's going CCC. Reno is going to take CCC here. This one, boy, Cardinal Mooney is so good, but CCC. The forecast is Clearwater Central Catholic 3 over Cardinal Mooney. 61% win probability, 39% for Cardinal Mooney. This one, man, it could go either way, but I think CCC has the advantage because this is at home.
Yeah. Like I said, toss everything out.
Yeah. No. Yep, absolutely. Well, that is the pick 6 for week number 7 here. And wait a second, oh my goodness, the UFO's gone. Or not.
Oh, shit.
Chris is cleaning house. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Y'all are so much a trip. Anyways, any final thoughts here, Chris, as we wrap this thing up?
Be sure tomorrow to walk your dog because tomorrow is National Walk Your Dog Day.
National Walk Your Dog Day. Yes.
So,
Appreciate it, Emery. We'll be back tomorrow night. We have some guests lined up for tomorrow night's show. Still working on Central Florida. Thought I was going to have Sanford Seminole coach, but we're going to get him on for next week because they have a big matchup against Lake Mary for week number 8. But for Northeast Florida, we're going to have Xander Edwards from Bowles on. Yes, the running back that set the all-time state record of 8 rushing touchdowns in a single game. And then we're going to have head coach Robbie Pruitt from Williston join us. And then for North Central Florida, and then we're going to have Coach Salone from McClay join us for the Panhandle Blitz. But we're going to have 4 great shows lined up for you tomorrow, starting at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. Appreciate everybody watching us here tonight. Chris, anything else you want to add?
Nope. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we can get the road maps out for tomorrow. I'll be working on them tonight and tomorrow, so we'll get try to get those out tonight. Tomorrow.
Yeah. Anyways, for Christopher Like, I'm Josh Wilson. Appreciate y'all watching. Have a good night, everybody.